And this is from Bangladesh. Bangladesh media office has been attacked yet again. We are talking about the Daily Star office, which has been attacked in Dhaka. Remember, this is the second attack in less than 48 hours on the Daily Star office there in Dhaka. Last night as well, there was an attack in Bangladesh media house. That's Daily Star, and Daily Star then issued a notice to the readers after the office was attacked last night. These are the visuals on your screens of how the mob has attacked the Daily Star office in Dhaka. For more on this, my colleague Aditya is now joining live. Aditya, what more can you tell us? Second attack on the Daily Star office in less than 48 hours.
Well, that's right, Rahesha. Very gory visuals of the attack that are taking place coming to you first and exclusive here on NDTV. This is the second attack on the biggest English Daily Star of Bangladesh. Remember last night when the news came of Hadi's killing, that he had passed away. Unfortunately, in Singapore hospital, there was fury. There was a lot of anger, and a lot of students and radical Islamist groups started protests and violence all across Bangladesh, particularly in Dhaka. Two of the big newspapers in Dhaka, Daily Pratham Alo and also Daily Star, were attacked. Their buildings were completely gutted and the equipment was ransacked. In fact, in the Daily Star episode, we had more than 30 journalists and staff members who were stranded inside the building, even as the building was being set ablaze. They had to take shelter on the rooftop, and then later the Bangladesh Army and the fire brigade had rescued them using a sky ladder. And now these visuals coming in of a second attack on the Daily Star office today, even though the building has been completely made non-functional and destroyed completely. Today, the protests are likely to be escalated after the Friday prayers, which are underway right now. And we will see more escalation in the protest against the Yunus government for inaction. And there is a lot of Islamist radicals who are trying to bring in India into it and protesting against the Indian High Commission. So security has been beefed up. Army is deployed at the Indian High Commission in Dhaka and also in the Indian Assistant High Commission offices in Khulna, in other locations as well.
Right, Aditya, that's what I want to talk to you more about. Why the mob in Bangladesh? It's been more than 12 hours, and the Yunus government there has clearly failed to tackle the chaos there in the country. Why are the mob now attacking Daily Star and Pratham Alo offices there in Dhaka right now, and also targeting veteran journalists at this point of time?
Well, Raisha, the version coming in from the Inqilab Munch, which is leading these protests, and also the student groups like the NCP, is that India is to be blamed for this. They are saying that India is trying to safeguard and give shelter to Sheikh Hasina and Awami League leaders, that India in some way is connected to the so-called murder of Osman Hadi.
Right, Aditya, I'll have to stop you there. Please stay with us. We're getting another sort of breaking news from Bangladesh. The Yunus-led interim government in Bangladesh has now issued a statement. The Yunus government has said it has urged citizens to not engage in violence. The Yunus government again says, and I'm quoting here, condemn all acts of violence, goes on to say, condemn lynching of a Hindu man as well. Now, this is the first statement by the Yunus-led interim government there in Bangladesh after demonstrations and vandalism and protests broke out in Bangladesh yesterday. Well, Aditya is still here with us. What do you make of this reaction, the statement of the Yunus-led government, where it's rather said that it condemns all acts of violence? Do you think that the statement at this point of time will reduce the violence there in Bangladesh, which seems to be getting out of hand as we speak?
Well, this is merely lip service, Rahesha. This is not enough. There's much more that needs to be done. An active governance failure, the complete law and order failure also on part of Yunus government. In fact, Yunus has given an open hand, an open field to the radical Islamists in Bangladesh to attack and attempt attacks on the Indian High Commission in Dhaka and Assistant High Commission in Khulna, in Rajshahi and in Chittagong as well. So very, very difficult scenes right now. It's a sensitive situation. The new statement from the Yunus government clearly says that they condemn the violence, they condemn the killing, and they condemn the lynching of the Hindu man as well. But is this enough? What steps are they taking to prevent such action? Remember, after the so-called July uprising last year, when in August we had Sheikh Hasina escape to India, the first target was the Awami League leaders. Many of them were beaten, many were killed. There were activists of the Awami League lynched, and there were Hindus Christians and Ahmadiyas, the minorities of Bangladesh, who became the attack point for the Yunus supporters all across Bangladesh. And Yunus instead has been attacking the Indian government and Indian media. Even the protests that have escalated over the last 1 week have shaped up a narrative against the Indian media. That's clearly not going to help. India is only exposing the radical elements in Bangladesh, and we'll continue to do so very proudly if such kind of violence continues. So this statement is not going to do enough. Squarely, if there is any violence that takes place or any harm that is to Indian diplomats or Indian missions, the responsibility will be of Mohammad Yunus.
Right, absolutely, Aditya. And this is perhaps not the first time that there's been atrocities or violence against the Hindu community or Hindu people there living in Bangladesh. Earlier, we've seen how temples were also vandalized in Bangladesh. And we are talking about a Hindu man who was thrashed and set ablaze over blasphemy claims as demonstrations sweep Bangladesh.
Absolutely. It's almost like Pakistan 2.0, because on Pakistan, it's a frequent reminder that happens almost on a daily basis. There are lynchings, there are blasphemy killings that happen. There's post-conversion, Hindus and Christians and Sikh community members are harassed. Ahmadiyas are not even treated as people from the Muslim community. And similar scenes now on display in Bangladesh. India had played a critical role in the formation of Bangladesh, and yet here we are today, where there is a radical population in control of the narrative, control of the government, the seat of power, and there's no action whatsoever that the Yunus government is taking. We've seen such violence taking shape over the last many months. India has sent in many reminders to Yunus government and their diplomats and advisors, but there's no action whatsoever. In the last 36 to 48 hours, there have been at least 4 to 5 attempts that have been made, by the elements in Bangladesh to attack Indian diplomats, Indian missions, but yet there has been no action whatsoever. So India will be issuing an advisory for its citizens, for the Indian students who are currently in Bangladesh to safeguard themselves, to take precautions. But as of now, the situation seems to be going out of hand, Raisha, where we are seeing violent scenes all across the Bangladeshi media not being spared, 2 of the biggest newspapers being attacked, a senior editor, Nurul Kabir, also being attacked. So today will be very crucial for the history of Bangladesh also, and everyone will be watching what Yunus does next.